You're listening to When Liberty Remembers, the Republic Emerges, a series for the ones who feel the shift, the ones who know something is wrong but can't always name it. This is where the forgotten architecture of freedom is revealed. One truth, one gate, one awakening at a time. Let's begin. Season 4 unlocks the 12 gates of civic power, the forgotten architecture that turns ordinary citizens into fearless participants in the Republic. Season 4, The Republic Emerges, the 12 Gates of Civic Power. Episode 10, Gate 8, The Presumption of Consent, How the Court Assumes You Agree, even when you don't. There is no gate more misunderstood, nor more quietly powerful than this one: consent. The system's favorite presumption, the state's easiest shortcut, the court's strongest silent weapon. Because in the eyes of procedure, your silence is consent, your presence is consent, your signature is consent, your participation, however reluctant, is consent. Your failure to object is consent. Your simple nod is consent. But also, your refusal to speak is consent. Your confusion is consent. Your exhaustion is consent. Your compliance is consent. Your ignorance is consent. Most people walk into a courtroom believing consent is something they give. They think it's a choice you proclaim out loud. But the system sees it differently. Consent is something you fail to withdraw. This is the 8th gate. And for generations, no one bothered to tell the people that this gate even existed until now. The great secret of court power. The state rarely needs your agreement. It only needs your non-disagreement. This is why courts love participation, why they love when you go along, why they love when you answer questions without asking any of your own, why they love when you sign, initial, nod, comply, obey, even if reluctantly, because all of it tells the system this person consents. And once consent is presumed, the machinery activates, the process advances, the outcome becomes inevitable, unless you challenge it, unless you assert dissent, unless you speak the ancient phrase, the Republic built into the architecture of the protection of the governed. I do not consent. The presumption of consent, decoded. This presumption hides inside every corner of the courtroom. It operates whenever you appear without challenging jurisdiction, answer without questioning the premise, accept representation without condition, sign a document without reservation, comply with procedure without objection, or stand silent when the court expects you to speak. The system interprets these actions as agreement, submission, participation, and acceptance of authority, because the state's logic is simple. If you don't say no, you must have meant yes. The Republic never meant for this assumption to go unchecked, but the people forgot how to revoke consent. You won't. The difference between consent and acquiescence. Consent is active. Acquiescence is passive. Consent is a decision. Acquiescence is a failure to decide. Consent is participation by choice. Acquiescence is participation by silence. The court does not care which one you give it unless you make the distinction clear. The moment you understand this difference, your entire relationship with the system changes. You are no longer reacting. You are deciding. You are no longer being carried by the current. You are steering. 3 ways consent is presumed. Consent hides in 3 shadows. 1. Consent by appearance. If you show up without challenging jurisdiction or authority, the court considers that consent. This is why the 5th gate mattered so deeply. 2. Consent by silence. If you do not object when the court assumes something, the court takes your silence as agreement. This is why the 3rd gate shakes the world. 3. Consent by conduct. If you follow a command without stating dissent, you have consented. This includes signing forms, standing when instructed, accepting a public defender, entering a plea without reservations, or even walking to a particular table. Most people never realize that they have consented procedurally, even while screaming, "I don't agree," emotionally. The system listens to behavior, not feelings. The Republic listens to both. The myth of you have no choice. When a judge says, you have no choice, you must answer, you must comply, you must follow this order, it is not always true. Sometimes it is procedural habit, sometimes it is bluff, sometimes it is assumption, sometimes it is a misunderstanding. The Republic built safeguards for you that most judges hope you never invoke. Because the truth is, you always have choice, but you must assert it. Choice unspoken is choice surrendered. Choice asserted is sovereignty. The 6 words that shatter the presumption. You break this gate with 6 words the founders understood deeply. I do not consent to this. And its sister phrases, I reserve my rights. I do not waive any rights. I object for the record. I do not agree to proceed under presumption. I agree the court's authority to be stated. I require the court's authority to be stated. I do not accept this without clarification. These phrases do not make you combative. They make you present. They signal to the court that you are a participant, not a follower. They force the system to justify its actions rather than rely on your silence. The moment you realize you are not a subject, the 8th gate opens when you understand something profound. Consent is not about permission. It is about awareness. The system takes advantage of those who are unaware that they are participating at all. But an aware citizen, calm, informed, articulate, can revoke implied consent in a single sentence. And when they do, the machinery pauses, resets, shifts. Because everything the court does hinges on procedural consent. Everything. And when you withdraw it, the state must prove what it once presumed. You have passed Gate 8. You now understand the system cannot move forward unless you allow it, silently or aloud. Consent is not granted, it is surrendered. Silence is not safety, it is participation. Compliance is not neutrality, it is agreement. You do not need to fight to revoke consent. You only need to speak. You have reclaimed a piece of sovereignty most Americans didn't know they'd lost. And the Republic, watchful, ancient, patient, nods with quiet pride. Gate 9 stands before you now. Another gate is opened. With each step, the Republic remembers you more clearly. This has been another chapter of When Liberty Remembers. If this stirred something in you, if you felt the door open, good. Thank you for being here. The Republic is waking in those who listen. Join us for the next episode and step deeper into the architecture of your own sovereignty. And if these words resonate with you, please take the time, like, share, subscribe, share widely. Many people need to hear these words. We are awakening, and it's only going to happen together. Thank you for being here.